Hello, my name is Myles and I am a registered dietitian here at Mayo Clinic in Rochester, and I'm here today to discuss gluten-free makeup. I tell my patients often that the internet can be a scary and confusing place when it comes to nutrition advice, and especially regarding celiac disease. There tends to be a lot of myths and misconceptions, and often the celiac community, even as a whole, sometimes has difficulty kind of arguing about these topics. And my role today is to answer the question, is celiac disease a concern regarding gluten-free makeup? Are toiletries such as shampoo and toothpaste, lotions, necessary if a patient has celiac disease? This is a really great question, but the answer to whether patients with celiac disease need to have gluten-free makeup or toiletry products is no, because the only way gluten produces a harmful reaction is if you ingest it or if gluten enters your mouth. Gluten is found in these products because it is used to bind them together. Overall, it's unnecessary to avoid them because those products are usually applied topically, or they're applied to the skin. And we know that the molecule actually of gluten, the protein molecule, is too large to go through the skin. Even patients with a skin condition called dermatitis herpetiformis don't need to worry about this because, again, the treatment for that is a gluten-free diet. A study that was done by the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, although it was small, did look at some products that contained gluten, things like lipstick, lip glosses, and lotions, and they found that the amounts of gluten in these products were typically less than 5 parts per million. This is much less even than the standard that the FDA has put out as a maximum of 20 parts per million for foods to be labeled gluten-free. One consideration is if you have a child with celiac disease, and this is a consideration because little ones tend to have their hand to their mouth a little more often than adults do. So think if you do have a child that if you wish to have these products in a gluten-free form, that would certainly be understandable. Another consideration is Play-Doh, as that sometimes enters the mouth with little ones. In adults, it is certainly understandable if you want to buy these products, but you could also just use good hand hygiene and wash your hands after applying lotion or any other product that has gluten in it. If you use a skin product and it has caused a reaction, I would recommend going to your doctor or dermatologist. It is possible you are having an allergic reaction to one of the ingredients in the product, but it is unlikely that is related to gluten or celiac disease. As a whole, buying gluten-free cosmetics and toiletries is unnecessary, but it is certainly up to you if this is something that you want to practice in your home. A specific population to be aware of is children when they have their hands in their mouths more often, but for the general population, it is not a concern. The only way that gluten can cause harm in a celiac disease patient is by ingestion. It is a certain thing to consider if you want to buy gluten-free products for a personal choice or products that might enter your mouth more often, but as a whole, we do not believe that this is a necessary concern. We always recommend practicing good hand hygiene, washing your hands before you eat, washing your hands perhaps after applying lotion or makeup, but usually this is something that is not going to cause harm in a patient with celiac disease.